What's up, Internet? Well, it's finally here. On March 31st, 2021, we are going to get the Battle of the Ages, the rematch, Godzilla versus Kong. And as that trailer told us, it's going to be an epic battle. So we are here. I'm Jeff, and this is Mario. Mario, what's up?
How's it going?
Yeah, we decided to do a little bit of fantasy booking here,
Why
right?
not?
Because as we know, I don't know, the finish was disputed back in 1962.
Are we talking about the original Kong versus Godzilla?
Yeah, the OG. There was always the rumor.
What's the dispute here?
Yeah, so the dispute was that the finish was Kong won the American version and then Godzilla won the Japanese version.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's, if you do some Google foo, you find that King Kong was the official winner of that battle at Mount Fuji.
Right.
Not to be confused with Mount Fiji.
I always remember him being the winner, yeah.
Yeah, so I think here is just like, we're kind of worried, but it's just like after seeing that trailer, is there going to be a screw job finish? Is this going to be a 1980s dusty finish? So it's just like, maybe we should fantasy book this out, right? Just to make sure that we give the people what they want.
Yeah.
You want to do that?
Let's do it.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be really good. So we'll break this down like a structure of a match, right? Just a pro wrestling match, because that is where the true battles of the Titans happens, is in the professional wrestling ring. It's just like not in the MMA ring, because that's usually you get hit fast and it's just like, man, that's brutal. But if you want the drama, you want the build up, you want the emotion.
There's got to be a story.
Yes, there's got to be, just like who out there didn't cry when Shawn Michaels looked at Ric Flair and said, I'm sorry, I love you. And then sweet chin music to put him out of his misery. I mean, that got emotional, right? It's just like Ultimate Warrior looking at his hands after it's just like, do I retire, Macho Man? Can I live with myself if I do this? Is this what it come to? That's the real emotion that we want here. And we want that from Godzilla of the Kong.
You got to have that when two monsters are fighting.
Yeah, so let's...
Yeah,
so let's break it down a little bit. So first off, what was the build up to this match, right?
Okay, so we had, what was Godzilla 2013?
Yep.
The original Godzilla, the one with Bryan Cranston?
Yep, with Bryan Cranston, and Kick-Ass. Okay. And Wanda.
Yeah.
They were both in it,
Oh,
right?
that's right.
Yeah. Bizarre. Who knew? 2021. Here we are.
I know.
Wanda and Quicksilver were in the original Godzilla. I did not know that, but here we are.
Yeah, I mean, Wanda and I just realized yesterday too, Wanda and Josh Brolin were in the Old Boy remake.
Oh, yes, right.
So they had a moment. But anyway, that's for another show.
It's just like, so when Thanos said, I don't even know who you are, that's not true. It's like, you know who I am.
No, we worked together.
Yeah, we were an Old Boy together. It's like, come on. So yeah, that was the build-up. We had the remake of Godzilla. Then we had Kong Skull Island.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So, which was a great movie. You got your Samuel Jackson, and then they started to hint to that in a little bit.
I think that's my personal favorite of the three so far.
Yeah. And then the third one was Godzilla King of the Monsters, right? So that's when they really started getting into the lore of the characters that we all know and love.
Right.
Because that first one, it had the Mudos, right? Not to be confused with the Great Muda. They had the Mudos there, and it's just like, and that was their introduction. That was one we weren't necessarily familiar with.
Yeah.
But King of the Monsters, they really started getting into the film of the King Ghidorah, and then you had Rodan, right? And just like Mothra.
I think they were really responding to the fact when the first one came out, people complained that there was not enough monster fighting.
Yeah.
So King of the Monsters is about 90% monster fighting.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is okay with me. I don't mind it.
Yeah, because it's just like in that first one, it took about 60 minutes before Godzilla was even seen on screen.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's not what we paid for.
No.
So were those three films together enough of a build-up for this feud? Because at the end, I believe it was at the end of one of them, I might have been the Godzilla, they hinted on the cave wall that they showed King Kong and Godzilla fighting.
I think the three films did a fine job of building this feud, but I think one thing that really added to it is the delay from coronavirus.
Yeah, unplanned,
so
right?
That put this film off for another year, which I think really, really built the anticipation for this.
Yeah, it really did, because I remember when it said March 2020, we're finally getting Godzilla versus Kong. I was like, fuck, that's in the future.
Yeah.
That's way out there. And
I
just
know.
like, now it's in the past.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
and
a
it
lot
never
has
happened.
happened. Yeah, a lot has happened. I mean, that's a full year delay. So they had a little bit of a build up. And that trailer got some serious buzz.
Yeah. The trailer was amazing. The director of this film, I'm a big fan of.
Okay.
He's sort of an indie horror film director. This is sort of his really big, his first high budget film like this.
Wow.
His name is, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name. Okay. Put the text in later of what his name is. But anyway, he did Your Next.
Oh, he did Your Next.
He did Your Next,
yeah.
which was
I
like,
didn't know he
it
did
was
Your
like a
Next.
$100,000 horror film, which was awesome.
Yeah.
He did The Guest. I don't know if you've ever seen The Guest on Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
So,
I didn't know.
so yeah, he's like an indie horror film director. So I'm really interested to see his take on this.
Wow, yeah, that sounds great. Just like Your Next, what a great title. It's just like the whole Goldberg, Your Next. It's just like, but the horror version of that.
Yeah.
So that was really good. So there's definitely enough build up in real life, right? IRL, yeah. But what about in the films? I mean, it was pretty limited. Right? It's just like
I
for
think
somebody,
so.
like say just like you were born in 2015. Well, no, you weren't born. But you all of a sudden, you jumped into this film and like didn't see that. So
I would say, I mean, here's the issue with the films with me. I enjoy them for the most part, but I'm really you're gonna be hard pressed to make me care about what any of the humans are doing.
yeah, that's
I just
hard.
don't like. I mean, and you throw things in there. You were a bad dad. We got a divorce. I'm not sure. It's just you just leave that out.
Yeah, we don't really need it.
Yeah.
No, you don't really need that. I agree. Because you think about it, what's the big versus movies that we've been, in the past 10 to 15 years? We had, Freddy versus Jason, Predator versus Aliens, Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for at least on some of those, they were all pretty iconic characters where there wasn't much of a build-up. It was just kind of a twist. Like, it was basically similar to what Disney's going to be doing with Marvel What If.
Yeah.
They were enough in the culture to just like, okay, I'm interested, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe that Godzilla and Kong fall into that. Most people are going to realize, oh, okay, I know King Kong, I know Godzilla, now they're going to fight.
They're both two known characters. You don't need to have seen either film of the previous films to really know that King Kong versus Godzilla is a big deal.
Yeah, it's going to be a big deal. Now, in the pro wrestling world, though, they would probably have 3 matches. You know, this might not have the clean finish, and that's what we're. But in films, I don't know if we're going to get. It's going to depend on how much the ratings that they get. How many streams they get, and how much box off money they can recoup to see if we're going to get that. So we might have to fantasy book this out, right? Of just like, if we had to get a good finish right out of the gate.
Yeah.
So next up. Who's the babyface and who's the heel in this? Like, I don't like. So it's just like, are we gonna?
Godzilla's been the babyface of the previous 3 films. No.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Because was Kong a heel in Skull Island?
No, because they went to his house. I mean, he was pretty much the equivalent of just like somebody trying to break into his house. This is just like Die Hard as a monkey on an island. It's like you're coming on his territory. You're kind of like, you were invaded in his territory. So I think he was kind of like I think he was the babyface.
He was in the right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think the people were the heel in this.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. Like between those two, like as human beings, I guess we're closer in the evolutionary ladder to Kong. So we're going to relate more to Kong because, right, that's what makes the best baby face, right? The Ricky Morton white meat baby face is just like, we need somebody that emotion that we're worried about.
Yeah. I mean, you can definitely identify with Kong. I feel like he's good at getting sympathy.
Yeah, he is. He's always trying to get captured. In the trailer, he's chained. He's got the chain around his neck, so it's just like he's already in that baby. Like he's Ricky Morton, right? He's laid out, just like, oh man. So you're already cheering for where Godzilla's just kind of already running amok.
Yeah, but he has been a babyface in the last film.
It's a little bit confusing. It's a little ambiguous. We can do a whole nother show on that of just like the need for baby faces and heels in wrestling is very important. I don't care what anyone says that Stone Cold changed everything. He did. He was the anti, but he was still a face. You still knew the line in the sand was there. Yeah. We knew, whereas just when it gets too ambiguous, I don't know. But in this trailer, they made it really seem like Godzilla was the heel. Yeah. Right? Because he was chained. He basically...
So we don't know where the turn came. That's the...
No, we don't know. Yeah. And they were very ambiguous with that. That it's just like... And even the people are like, why the fuck is Godzilla doing this? It's just like they didn't even know. So it's just like Kong, and he was chained, so they basically had a battle. So I guess we're going to assume for some of this that King Kong is the babyface, right?
I think for this particular match, yes.
Yeah, I think.
But we have not gotten the full story here. We don't know where the turn came.
No, we don't.
So we're just gonna. But I think assuming things continue as they are, yes.
Yeah.
Kong is the babyface.
And here's another thing. It's just like a good babyface has to have the odds against him. And let's face it, Godzilla is a nuclear monster who breathes fire.
Yes.
All King Kong is just good with his hands.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just like he's already at a disadvantage. So that kind of puts him, we don't want our.
Yeah, not having fire fire laser breath is a disadvantage
Yeah, it's
in
a
any
huge
match.
in any match. So
Yeah.
it's just like, this isn't going to blow green mist. If he gets this blown in his face, he's going to lose his Kong eyebrows at the minimum.
Yes.
At the minimum. So we can't have that. So we're going to go with Kong's the babyface, Godzilla's the heel,
Yeah.
because we don't really know. Okay, so how do we start the match, right? In the trailer, it looks like it's just basically Kong is down, and this is the equivalent of Kong is in the corner stretching, doing the ref, and then Godzilla comes and boom, gives him the business from behind. Because Godzilla comes out of the water and basically gives him a diving headbutt like right out of the gate.
Yeah.
That's a heel move, right? That's a
Yeah,
heel way
yeah,
to start
yeah.
the match. It's just like, I know you want to come in fired up, but there's just like, Kong is chained. Like, right? Why would you do that? So
Yeah.
I think they made him come off as a heel, and that's a big question. It's just like that we actually have. Just like, why is he doing this?
Yeah. So yeah, we don't know why. Again, that's what we haven't gotten that part of the story yet.
But we're gonna go with, like I said, Godzilla's the heel. They're gonna start off dirty, right? They're gonna start off where basically Godzilla's gonna go for the cheap shot. And all right, so next up, let's go through some like high spots, some heat, right?
Okay.
It's just like, what are we gonna do? Like what? Like you said, Godzilla, he breathes fire, nuclear fire.
Right.
I mean, I guess he can make himself blow up.
Yeah. So I think we're definitely gonna get maybe a Godzilla tail whip.
Yeah, I think a tail whip is going to be a good spot. But, it's just like, obviously Kong can jump, so he's definitely going to, we're going to leapfrog that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to
He's
leapfrog
definitely
that
got a counter
tag.
for that. Yeah.
So, and I think, Kong's got the advantage where he has longer arms.
Longer arms, opposable thumbs. You got to figure. So if he got his arm around Godzilla like this in a chokehold, that'd be tough to break for Godzilla.
When in doubt, choke him out,
Yeah.
right? It's just like he can do it because, I don't know.
Or if
what
you got
kind of
Godzilla in the cross-faced chicken wing.
Yeah, exactly. He's not going to be able to get his full arms around there. So,
Yeah.
and another thing I'd like to see Kong do some I'd like him to do some high spots.
Yeah.
Just like modern wrestling. Maybe do some kind of flip off the top of a building.
Yeah.
Maybe, nice plancha.
I think, Godzilla's got potential. He's definitely could be a high flyer.
Yeah,
I mean, he's an ape.
Yeah, he is. So I think
Yeah.
he should do it, and to maybe get a little tope suicida.
Godzilla's got a little bit more of a Goldberg vibe. I think he comes in for the quick finish.
Yeah,
You know?
he comes in hard.
Laser blast, tail whip.
Yep. Tough skin.
Yeah.
He's tough skin.
Tough skin, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't just
I mean, he's also nuclear, so.
He is. So I just don't know if Kong, he has really big teeth. So I don't know if he's going to get any kind of bite in there. It's just
Yes.
like, I don't know if he's going to break through. Is it worth even doing that?
Yeah.
And then it's just like, again, you don't want to come off as the heel. You
Yeah.
want to come off. Will that build sympathy if it looks like you're doing something that's basically, we don't want Kong to get cheap heat
Yeah.
in this. If
No,
we're
no.
going to keep him as the babyface, we do not want him to get cheap
Yeah.
heat. So I'm going to say, I don't want him to bite.
But Godzilla, he could bite.
Yeah, he could bite.
I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like he's primed for biting.
Yeah, I think he's designed for biting, and if he's going to be the heel, I think that'll help build some sympathy for King Kong, and then maybe the people are going to be like, bite back,
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like, I don't know if he, so we'll build up some sympathy there.
Yeah.
What else? I was just like, should Kong, since he can grab things, use foreign objects, right?
Well, we saw in the trailer he's formed an axe of some kind.
Yeah, I think that's okay, right? Because it's just like, now at this point, he's trying to survive, right? It's
Well,
just like,
it evens out the match. Godzilla's got he's got laser breath.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's going to need something to, and I think in the trailer he was blocking that somehow.
From what I heard on another YouTube video was that axe is fashioned out of one of Godzilla's back fins or whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that's why it's like blocking the laser.
So he's actually using his powers against him.
Yeah.
I think that's smart. I think at this point you're going to have to do. It's not going to be. Maybe this is going to be falls count anywhere. No DQ.
No DQ for sure.
Street fight. Obviously, they're fighting in the streets.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of these. So it's going to be in the. If this was 70s, I think King Kong would come in with really tight jeans and those jeans tucked into cowboy boots and maybe an old beer shirt that's kind of ill-fitting.
Yeah.
And he would come in there and he'd have his fist taped up. It's just like a really old school street fight,
Yeah.
right?
And Godzilla's probably coming in a Ric Flair style robe.
Yeah, exactly. He's just
Yeah.
coming in like that. So I don't know.
Big music.
Yeah, what would be their theme music? I mean, it's just like,
I mean, Godzilla's got great theme music. Does he need different? I don't think he needs another theme. Don't you think?
Yeah, no, I don't
Godzilla
think
can
so.
come into Godzilla's theme. Kong, I'm not sure.
yeah, I don't know. Would he come into maybe Jungle Boy's music? So he should, or is that too
I think-
white meat baby face?
Yeah, I think that is. He's a little bit,
I don't know, man. I just think I'm thinking something along the lines of old, like Desperado, or just like something like that. like you're just like, just like you don't want him to come, because I'm picturing him coming in like old school Terry Funk. Yeah. Like the odds are stacked against him, but you know what? He's still going to come in here and just do what he's got. So I want him to come out to something like Desperado.
That could be good.
Yeah, so I think that would be good. All right, so let's start going over the finish now, right? So there's a couple of different options they can do. So we already decided this is going to be a no DQ.
No disqualification for sure, yes.
Yeah, so we got to decide, is there going to be any kind of run-in? Do we want any kind of run-ins? Obviously, now King of the Monsters...
I bet most people are hoping for a Mothra run-in.
Yeah, because, right, Mothra kind of technically did a run-in and sacrificed herself in King of the Monsters for Godzilla.
Right, but we were led to believe she survived, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think so.
I think folks are going to... I think... They've got to be hiding something there. There's going to be some... Oh, well, we've heard rumblings of Mechagodzilla being involved somehow. Yeah. So I think that's a pretty much a given. We don't know where that's going to fall in, but...
Well, and we would label that the Swerve. And if that happens, that is clearly the Swerve that we were expecting.
That's like a mask comes off and it was Mechagodzilla. Yeah, it's just like,
oh man, Jim Ross was like, by God, that's Mechagodzilla. So I think that would happen. So there might be a Swerve.
Yeah.
So, but what about Godzuki? Just like, now, even though Godzilla is the heel, the father and son thing is pretty, would he run in to help his dad? You just stop pointing that gun at my dad. Are we going to have that moment, that Reservoir Dogs moment?
I could get down on that. Yeah.
Yeah, but then
family drama is always great. I like that.
Yeah, but it's just like, so then that would make Godzuki, even though he was already a babyface, it would kind of make him the heel, right? He would jump up there and he'd sacrifice himself, and then Kong would grab him, but then Godzuki would throw something at Godzilla, taking the advantage. So then that would get some heat for the Godzilla family then. So you could have a run-in with that. But who's going to run in and help King Kong? I was thinking about that.
Who is a King Kong ally? I don't know, man. He's kind of a loner.
Yeah, I mean, personally, it's just like, if you want the brand crossover, I'd love to see some fucking Planet of the Apes. Even though they would totally get decimated, it would be great if just like all of a sudden they came over the mountain like fucking Return of the King, just in Lord of the Rings, and just like charge and pow 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 pow, and they basically sacrifice themselves. But I don't know. It's just like, who else are here? They're allies here.
I don't know.
And that's why I think Desperado, because he's coming out there by himself with the odds stacked against him, right? So I don't know. That would be tough. But would the running give us the clean finish that we want? Because I think we both agree that it's just like, there's a chance there's going to be a swerve, but we want a clean finish. We want a clean finish.
You would expect the studio to not give us a clean finish, so we'll come back for round 2 for the rematch. But clean finish, I would like to see Godzilla win. I would like to see Godzilla win clean. Sorry, these are Godzilla films. I love Kong, but I'm a Godzilla fan.
Yeah, and you're thinking international sales, right? Yeah, exactly. Like, this is a global movie right now. This is a global movie. And I think the U.S. is basically the base of Kong, but like, obviously in Asia, Godzilla is their guy. Yeah. Right? So it's just like, maybe that's the way to go. I don't know. But I think there's going to be a swerve. So let's see. Let's go over some of the other finishes, right? So it's just like, we had the Freddy versus Jason finish, where I think you would give Jason the nod in that, right? Jason got the win. Yeah. But Freddy still kind of gave that wink, right? That he was still there.
He might have still been in control.
Yeah, right? That's why we don't know. It's just like, so there was a little bit of a swerve there. I saw a meme about this, just like, hopefully Godzilla or Kong doesn't have their moms are not both named Martha, right? Because that could be a problem, right? Because obviously, it's very debatable. I think Superman could have handled Batman easily, but this new society's their Batman crew, so it's just like Batman outsmarted him, right? But it's just like Martha for the swerve, right there. So I don't know. I guess that. I don't call that finish clean at all. And I feel like Predator, there was clean finishes all along, because basically it was one Predator versus multiple aliens. Yeah. That was kind of a schmoz for Pat Patterson.
I think we got a clean finish on the first one. The second one was debatable.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but it's just like, I think Predators, I guess there's more aliens than Predators. That was more of a gang fight, right? Right. That was like the end of the Wanderers, right? There were so many freaking Ducky Boys. Just like, how many are there? It's just like, so everybody had a team up there. So I don't know. I personally, again, I'm a Kong guy, and I want to see Kong just because he's the baby face. He has the odds stacked. On paper, Godzilla should have no problem with him. So
he's got atomic laser breath.
Yes,
that should be it.
That's going to be tough. So it's just like I'd like to see somehow the finish happen where Kong does get the W. That's what I'd like to see.
You like to see Kong?
I'm a Kong guy. Yeah, I'm going to pull for Kong. I'd like to see Kong win just because he shouldn't win. And that's why I want him to win.
Yeah.
It's just like
he's the underdog.
Yeah, I'd like the underdog to win. But again, it's just like, are they going to do somewhat of a clean finish? And then that's where the swerve comes in. Because look, let's face it. I want to see more of these movies, but how many more can they do? Like, what would be the next step after? What would be the evolution of this feud? Say this is the blow off match on their feud, right? That is just like Godzilla 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 feud's over. Who do they move on to from here?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure. This could be an instance where we get a clean finish. Let's say Kong or Godzilla wins. That's great. We get the music. Everything's going well. Lights go dim. All of a sudden, another kaiju coming down the ramp. Yeah. And it's, oh, shit, Gamera.
Yeah, Gamera's there. Yeah. And that's like, we can possibly do that, right?
Ultraman.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Ultraman.
Yes. Now that's a little different, right? So now you're getting into... Oh, yeah. So that's some good fantasy booking there. So you're building on the feud and then the feud kind of ends, but then it moves on to a bigger feud. Yeah. Which is what we want, right? Yeah. We have the soap opera effect of just like, we're going to build to something else.
Or maybe we'll get like, what was it? Cody and Dustin at Double or Nothing a couple years ago. Yeah. Okay. It got just grueling, bloody battle, clean win. Great. And then someone, Godzilla or Kong, whoever wins grabs the mic. And they're like, I need a partner for a pay-per-view next month.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, right. Just like get a hug and a kiss to seal the deal, baby. It's just like, and then they hug it out after just bloody. I can live with that. Yeah. Now, one finish that I would like. Yeah, I'd like to expand on that. It's just like it would be cool to have because I think the next jump to have, right? So with Freddy versus Jason, the next jump was going to be, what if Chucky was there? What if what if Michael Myers was there? Or even better, just like what if Ash was there? Ash Camp, right? From Ash versus Evil Dead. So this could be something just like, do they have another brand that can bring in that they can raise it up? And I'm going to say Voltron. Right? I'm gonna fantasy book. It's just like if that something happened, what about Voltron? Yeah, but Voltron is clearly a baby face in that, so I don't know if that's the best way to go. Or Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, right? It's just like maybe there's a little bit of confusion, but then you're gonna have that same who's the baby, who's the heel. That I think they need a clear heel for them to team up with, and again, that's the Swerve if it is gonna be Mecha Godzilla. But I'd like to see them expand the brand. Yeah. Right? Yeah, sure. And get a little, brand crossover going. That's always great for business. Yeah. So I don't know. That's some of the ones I'd like to see. Again, I'm still Planet of the Apes guy too, so I'd love to see that. There's a great comic book that has a comic crossover of King Kong and Planet of the Apes where where they basically worshipped him. It's just like, this is what we're evolving to. I'm pretty sure Ice Cube did a song about that too. We're gonna have to find that out. Can we cue that up? But yeah, I think a brand crossover is what's gonna keep it going, because where do you go from here? And that is the concern. Yeah. But I think it's gonna do great. I mean, the ratings on the trailer were through the roof, right? I mean, look, I think people are dying for some action. They are coming. In March, people are going to be as soon as this hits HBO Max midnight that Friday. It's going to be on. Yeah, I'm watching it twice. I'm watching it twice in a row for sure. Yeah, I'm going to make a prediction here. I think it's going to get better streaming ratings than Wonder Woman 84. Yeah, and I think people were psyched for that. Yeah, and I think this one's going to do better. Yeah, no, I mean, just a street fight between a giant gorilla and a giant lizard that shoots fire at its mouth? It's a no-brainer, right? It's a no-brainer, and it has mass appeal. It doesn't matter race, creed, or, political views. Yes. It's going to bring everyone together. Yes, exactly. And that's what that Desperado is going to do. That's what that music's going to do. All right. I want Kong's hand raised. You want Godzilla's hand raised. I think we're going to get the Swerve. But I think we did a good fantasy booking here, right? We want a lot of high spots from Kong. We want him to try to outsmart him. We are going to be okay with a couple of run-ins. We're expecting a Swerve. I think so. Right? So if you're going to do the Swerve, make it a good one. Yeah. That's all we ask. That's the fantasy. That's the moral of this story. That's the one to grow on. That's the more you know. All right. That's it for us here. There could be only one, but there's probably going to be two. So don't forget to tune in on March 31st to see who will be victorious. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.